Hello guys, hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to be working on a Power BI project. A complete Power BI project. So this is a part 1 of the project. The second part will be uploaded anytime from now. So basically Power BI is, if you're watching this, you should know about Power BI because this is a project. On you want to solve a problem using Power BI. So the data I'm using for this project is the link is in the description. So if you want to follow along, just check the description, download the data, and then follow along with me. So before we start, if you get to learn something from this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and give the video a like. And all right guys, so first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and import the data. Let me see. So in Excel, this is how the data looks like. So we have the order number, the order date, the month / the year. We also have the quantity that was purchased. So this is a pie data set. So this is talking about the flavor of the pie, the day of the week in which the pie was ordered, the quantity, the cost, then whether the pie that was ordered was either a whole pie or a sliced one. And then whether the order was a pre-order or in-store order. And whether the pie was organic or inorganic. So we also have the data dictionary here. This is just explaining what each of those columns mean. So organic, if the pie filling ingredient were satisfied, organic or not. We have what this column means is it denotes if the order was made in store or pre-ordered. Then slice or whole pie, whether the pie was sliced or whole. I hope you guys get the point here. So like I said in the last Excel video, I said first thing you do is to make sure you understand your data set before you start doing anything on it. So we have our data now. So this is in Excel. So we are going to import it into Power BI. So let me show you guys how to go about that. So I'm back here on my Power BI desktop. So since we are importing an Excel file, so you either click here to import data from Excel, or you come here and click on Excel workbook, or you come here and click on get data and then click on Excel workbook. So you can use any of that. So I'm going to come here to, so the data is here, yes, over here. Then I'll open it. So let's go here. So as you can see here, we have table 1 and we also have data. So this table 1 is the name given to the table in Excel. And this is the name of the sheet in Excel. So they contain the same thing, so you can import any one of them. But for me, I'll just go with the table. So it's the same thing. Now you click on this box to check it, to show that that is the one you want to bring in. So now when you are loading in data into Power BI, you can either load it in directly into the Power BI desktop, or you can transform data. So you select this option when you want to do some cleaning on your data. Okay, so when you select this will take you to the Power Query editor of Power BI, where you can do your data cleaning. Okay, but if you click on this will load it indirectly into Power BI desktop. So for me, I want to carry out some data transformation, so I'm going to click on transform data. Right, so as you can see now, this will open up the Power Query editor. Okay, so this is called the Power Query editor. Some people call it the kitchen of Power BI, because this is basically where you do your data cleaning and data transformation. All right, so from here you can see our data here. Okay, so I'll rename this, I'll call it facts table. Okay, so if you're familiar with Power BI or with data analysis, you should know what a fact table is and what uh, a dimension table is. A fact table majorly contains most of the numeric uh, columns or numeric data most times. Okay, like sales data, quantity, something like that. And then the dimension tables contain the categorical information. Do you get the point? So this is, I'll call this my fact table. Now what I want to do now is to do some data transformation. Just make sure you follow my steps. All right, so for me, I'm going to remove this column because I'm not going to use it here. The reason I'm planning to remove it is because I plan to create a separate calendar table. All right, so I'll show you guys how you can do that. So I'll just click on this and I'll click on remove. Okay, so if you take any step and you want to go back, you can just come here and click on this X. All right, this cancel. Okay, so that is like doing Ctrl Z. All right, so if you click on this, it will take you a step back. All right, so come here again. I'll remove this. All right, I'll also remove this because I can add it by myself when I'm adding my calendar table. Okay, so that is the first thing I'll be doing here. Now the next thing is, as you can see here, everything I have, all the information is stored in one single table, which is the fact table. So what I want to do now is to go ahead and split this table into my fact table and then dimension table. So I'll create a dimension table for pie flavor, a dimension table for the slice or the whole pie. Okay, and also for this category, and also for this category. So to do that, I'm going to just right click on this, then I'll select duplicate. All right, and then double click on it to rename it. So I'll call this one dimension. So call it dimension for pie flavor. All right, pie flavor. Okay, and then since you duplicated it, everything here will also be here, but that is not what I want. What I want is, I only want this column, the pie flavor. Okay, so I'll click on this, then I'll right click and then I'll select remove other columns. So this column will be left behind, and then I will also right click on this and then remove duplicates. Okay, remove duplicates. So we can see the unique pie flavors in this column, right? And then one thing I will also do is I'll come here to add column and then select, I'll add index column. So this means that anywhere we see 0 for pie flavor, 0 refers to what? Apple pie flavor. Okay, 1 refers to cherry pie flavor, 2 to strawberry, and that. Okay, so I'll rename this column. I'll call it pie flavor ID. Okay, ID, and then I'll drag this and bring it here. So just hold it and drag it here, right? So I'll do the same thing for the slice or whole. Okay, this column. So I'll duplicate this table. I'll call this dimension I'll just go ahead and call that one pie size or so something like that. Okay, the size of the pie that was ordered, whether it was whole pie, whether it was a whole pie or slice of the pie. Okay, so I'll just come here, right click, move other columns. So I'll be quite fast since I've already done it before. Remove duplicate, add index column, then rename this to what? You can say pie size ID. Alright, then I'm going to drag it here. That's what I have now. Then go ahead, duplicate this again, duplicate, call this will be for order type. This is for the size, alright, the pie size. This will be for the order type. Okay, so I'll call this a dimension for the order type. Alright, and then just come here, right click, remove other columns, right click, remove duplicate, add column, index column, then I just call this, is that okay, order type ID, something like that. All right, order type ID. Okay, so drag it here. So I'll go ahead and do for the last time now for the organic. So probably can call this I don't know, I'm trying to see what we can call this. Say dimension pie kind. Should we use kind? Probably can use kind, then pie kind, or okay, that is all right. You can see use pie kind. Okay, so and then just do the same thing, right click here, you can remove other columns. All right, so remove duplicate, okay, and then index column. So you can just call this kind, something like that, pie kind ID. Okay, pie kind ID. All right, so if you're learning something here, go ahead and give the video a like, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, okay, for more educational videos like this. All right, so we have created the dimension tables. All right, I have also created the fact tables. Now after this, right, we're going to do something that is called data modeling, and the data modeling simply involve you creating relationships between your tables, between your fact table and your dimension table. So you must have a unique column. If you look at this, in this dimension table, this is the column that is unique. It's called the primary key column. Okay, so each entry here is referring to a particular flavor, to a particular pie flavor, right? So this is the unique column. Okay, so it's called the primary key. The primary keys. Okay, so these keys should be in the fact table, because whenever you are doing data modeling, or you are doing your you are creating relationship between your fact table and your dimension table, you have to link the primary keys of the dimension table that are here to the primary key columns here. So each of these columns should also appear in the fact table. Okay, now how do we do that? To do that, I'm going to use match queries. Okay, so I'll just come here to home. So I'm going to match this table to this table, match this table to this table. Now watch. So just I'll click here, right? Once I click here, I'm going to click on match queries. Okay, match query. So select this, not as new, match queries. So as you can see, these are fact table here. I want to match it to the pie flavor, right? This one. Now, what column do they have in common? They have this column in common for now, this one. So immediately you select the column they have in common, Power BI will automatically select the kind of join that should be used. So we have different kind of joins. Okay, so immediately you select the correct columns they have in common, Power BI will go ahead and select the right type of join that should be used. And as you can see that the selection matches to 2773 of these. So same number, right? Go ahead and click on OK. Now in this fact table now, you can see that the dimension, okay, sorry, the dimension pie flavor, sorry, dimension for the pie flavor that we created here has been matched to the fact table. All right, so you click here to expand. Now I don't want this one, this pie flavor, I don't want it to appear in this margin. All right, so this is where you can select what you want to appear after you have matched. I don't want this again because it's already appearing here. What I want to be added into the fact table is what? The pie flavor ID, so that I can use it for what? Data modeling, for creating relationship between the fact table and dimension pie flavor. Okay, do you get the point now? So I'm going to uncheck this. This one means that I don't want the name of this table, this one, this name, all right, to appear in front of these columns. Okay, so I'll also uncheck this. I only want this to appear, so you click on OK. This is what we have now, so only this one is appearing there. So as you can see, 0 for apple flavor. All right, if you see 1, it's talking about cherry. Do you get the point now? So we repeat the same process for these other ones too. So come here to merge queries. I'm merging to I've done for pie flavor, right? So we're doing for pie size now. The pie size, let's take it one by one. So select this column, select this column, that's what they have in common. You click on OK. Once you click on OK, expand it. I don't want this. This is what I want, alright. You click on OK. So you can see that. Go ahead and do the same thing for this. So I'll click on my table, merge queries. I'm doing for the order type now, right? The order type, this one. So select this, all right, select this. You can see that, click OK. Go ahead and expand it. I don't want this. This is what I want, all right. Click on OK. And lastly, we're doing for the pie kind, all right. Click here, merge queries. Where are you? Okay, organic, all right. Sorry, first. So let's select the column here, this one, all right. As you can see that, click on OK. Now go ahead again and expand. I don't want this. This is what we want. Click on OK. Now the next thing I will do now is, now don't forget that what we are doing here is what it's called data transformation or data cleaning. You're trying to set up your data so that it will be in such a way that will be okay for your analysis. All right, so I'm going to remove this category columns because I already have them here. All right, and then as you can see, this is Apple here. I already have the ID here. So if I see this in the fact table, I know that what this ID is referring to was apple flavor. All right, it's telling me that what the flavor that was ordered here is what the apple flavor. All right, if I see this, I know that the size here is either, so you come here to check. 0 means slice, okay, 1 means whole. Do you get the point now? So I'm going to remove this one, this column, because I don't need them in the fact table again. Remove, okay, remove, 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 and remove this one too. All right, so now I'm going to bring this ID columns, all right, hold your control keys to select them, select them, select them. Let's see if we can drag. Hold your shift key, control, let's see. Okay, that's right. Let's drag them to the, so we want the IDs to come. Nice. So what, I will drag this other ID, sorry, other number here, so you can see that. See what we have here now, right? So the order did good. This is how the fact table should look like. All right, it contains majorly the numerical data. Okay, as you can see this, the dimension table contains the categorical data, right? So we're basically done with our data transformation here. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to close and apply. Okay, so close and apply the changes we have made in the Power Query editor. So automatically it will be loaded into the Power BI desktop. This interface is called the Power BI desktop. All right. So this is where we carry out our analysis and our data visualization. Okay, and this is where we also carry out our data modeling. All right. Like I said, data modeling is simply you creating connections between your fact table and your dimension table. All right. So if you look at this, automatically Power BI will detect relationships. Okay, as you can see, this is the fact table here. This is our dimension tables. Okay, as you can see. So within the settings of my own Power BI, so that such that it will automatically detect relationships. All right. So as you can see, what we have here, as you can see the this is linked to the pi flavor ID that is here. Okay, if you click on this line, you can see that the connection here is as a result of the column they have in common. Okay, the primary key column of the pi flavor. Okay, here now. All right, so they are linked together because of that pi flavor ID column. All right, if you look at, let me space up this. Okay, for the other type now, if you look at this, you can see that the relationship is as a result of what the other type ID column that they have in common. Do you get that? So this is basically uh how to do data modeling. So this did automatically because in the settings of my Power BI, I already set that it should automatically detect relationships. Okay, but if in your case this is not done for you automatically, so you can do it, you can actually do it by yourself. To do that, just drag the pie size ID. Okay, just you click on it, you drag it to what the pie size ID that is here. You can see that, drag it, you can see that it will automatically create the connections for you now. And as you can see, this is one here, this is many. So this is called a one-to-many relationship. The IDs are here, they are not duplicated. All right, but here in the fact table they can be duplicated because it's possible that you can get orders for a particular flavor more than once. Okay, do you get your point now? So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to create our calendar table. If you can remember, at the beginning of the data transformation, we removed the day of the weeks, the month, and year columns. All right, so we are going to go ahead now and create our calendar table. Okay, so how do we do that? So I'm just going to come here. So when I come here, I'll click on new table. Okay, new table, and then I'll call it calendar. Okay, calendar table, calendar table. All right, calendar table. It's capital T. All right, now I'm going to use the calendar auto function. Calendar auto. So what this function will do is that it will return a table with one column of date calculated from. Let me zoom in so you can see. Okay, so it returns a table with one column of date calculated automatically from the model automatically. So okay, calculated from the model automatically. So what this will do is that it will check our fact table and check if there's any column that contains date. So the column that contains date in the fact table is what? The order date column. So this function will automatically check for us and then return that date. Okay, that date column for us. Okay, so you can see it's a date. Okay, so now we now have a calendar table now, but we need to add some columns to it. Okay, so the first column we're going to add is, so to add a column, make sure you are on a table. Okay, make sure that you're on the table. Then just come here and click on new column. All right. So first thing, let's go ahead and add the month column. Let me zoom in so you can see properly. So go ahead and add the month column. Okay, month column. So to add the month column, there are two ways you can do it. You can either click on, just use calendar table date. Okay, so this means you are selecting the date column of the calendar table. That's the meaning of this code. All right. Now, if you want the month, just click here and select the month. All right, but I don't want to use this because this will give me the full spelling of the month. Like it will completely spell January for me. It's completely spell February, but that is not what I want. So I'm going to use the format function. Format function. All right, and then I'm going to provide the date column. Sorry, to the calendar date column, and then comma. I'm going to give it the format I want. So if I give it 3 days, okay, this will return the month for me in short forms. Like sorry, this day, D is for day. I'm D for month, so I'll put in 3 M's. Okay, so this will give me the short form for the month, like January, JAN for January, FEB for February. Okay, but if you want the full spelling, just put in 4 M's here, 4 M's. Okay, and this will give you the full spelling, but for me, I want just the short form. All right, so the second thing we'll do is add a new column again. Let's call this days of the week. All right, probably you can call this weekdays. So I'll use the format function again. So calendar table date function, this column, comma. Now this time I'm passing in 3 days for the days. All right, enter. Then I will also add a new column for the month number. Okay, month number, month number. So I'm gonna use calendar table date and select the month number, click enter. Okay, and then I will also add the quarters. All right, so new column for the quarters, so quarters. So that will be calendar date column. All right, quarter. Okay, this one, click enter. Then lastly, I will also add a new column for the quarter number. Okay, the quarter number. All right, so this will be calendar table date column. All right, so the quarter number. Good. So that is it, guys. You see what we have now. So we have the calendar table. Now we need to go ahead and make sure that the calendar table is also included in our data modeling. All right, so I'll come here. As you can see, this is here, so you can link a date here. The date here is same thing as the other date, so you can link them together. Sorry, don't drag it in. So date here, drag it to the other date. All right, good. So our data modeling is now ready, guys. So like I said, I'll break this video into 2 parts. All right, so the first part now is where we did data transformation, and we also did what, data modeling, and then you also saw how you can use some of Power BI date functions, right? So this is where I'll stop for the first part, right? The second part is where we'll go ahead and create our measures. All right, and then go ahead and do our data visualizations. All right, see some things from our data, do some calculations. Right, we write some DAX. Okay, DAX is simply the codes that we use in Power BI. Okay, as you can see. All right, so guys, if you have learned something so far, make sure you give this video a like, drop a comment, and then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more educational videos. So guys, we'll see in the second part of this project. All right, so take care guys.